Welcome back to 5 on Your Side Decision 2022 coverage of the Missouri primary.
In the race for Missouri's first congressional district seat, which covers St. Louis City and North and Central County, the seat is a Democratic stronghold. In that primary tonight, first-term Congresswoman Cori Busch facing 4 challengers, including State Senator Steve Roberts, and Cori Busch making the first defense of her seat as an incumbent.
3 Republicans are hoping to move on to November. Businessman Andrew Jones, Stephen Jordan, and Laura Mitchell Riley. Our Robert Townsend is live with Cori Busch's campaign. Robert.
Right now, the Minnesota crowd is still very pumped here at Trudy Busch's victory party. Look at this loud crowd. The president,
Thank you, Kyrie. MC Kyrie in the building. MC Kyrie Smooth.
Too much of a party to even hear Robert, but we'll get back to him when that music quiets down. Let's talk about voters in Missouri's redrawn 2nd Congressional District. Had a big decision to make today. That district spans from Melville all the way to Innsbrook to Union. It's the seat currently held by Republican Ann Wagner. She's been challenged by 3 other Republicans, including Paul Berry.
On the Democratic side, State Representative Trish Gunby faced 25-year-old Ray Reid. Ray Reid was actually in our studios tonight, but Trish Gunby with 85% of the vote. Missouri's 3rd congressional district surrounds the metro, covering St. Charles to the north, to Cedar Hill to the south, and Jefferson City to the west. Congressman Blaine Luetkemeyer is seeking his 7th term in office. He was endorsed by President Trump, and as expected, he was the runaway winner tonight. 4
Democrats hope to switch the seat in November. Andrew Daley, Dylan Derwachter, John Carlin, and Bethany Mann. In St. Louis City's 21st Ward, there was a special election to finish the remainder of John Collins Muhammad's term on the Board of Aldermen. He resigned back in May after being federally indicted on a pay-to-play scheme.
Now, the Central Democratic Committee endorsed Laura Keyes, who was previously run against and lost twice to Collins Muhammad. She's not losing this time. She has 57% of the vote.
Voters in St. Louis City were asked to approve Proposition S. That will allow St. Louis public schools to borrow $160 million to renovate school buildings and make security upgrades. That is a yes vote by 85%.
Proposition F was also on the ballot in St. Louis City. A yes vote would support doubling the maximum fine from $500 to $1,000 for illegal dumping, and 85% of you said yes.
We're now joined by our political editor, Mark Maxwell, and looks like the stage is set for a Senate showdown in November, Mark.
That's right, Ann and Mike, good evening. That was the big story. Missouri was watching, the country was watching, and now we have official word which Eric Donald Trump endorsed. Eric Schmidt, the big winner in the GOP primary. But we're going to take a look at the closer numbers to see what happened here. Vicki Hartzler put up quite a fight. In fact, she defended her home turf. Look at Cass County. That's where she's from. All the counties surrounding it, if you zoom out and look at the map, that's the area she represents in Congress. We get a full picture of the state perhaps tomorrow. We're going to see Eric Schmidt clean house almost everywhere else in Missouri. But look at this, Schmidt's stronghold in the suburbs. Let's take a look at St. Louis County, for example. The Attorney General, who targeted several school districts in the suburbs, sees a big win in the 59% of the vote there. That's key to his strength in November. Remember, more voters live in St. Louis County than any other county across the state, and the suburbs, those were the battleground where Biden won across much of the country in 2020. This is only a GOP primary, so not yet a clear indication or prediction that he'll win there, but you definitely have to look at those numbers and think Eric Schmidt, big favorite to replace Roy Blunt in November. All right, let's check in on the Democratic side of this Senate race. We're seeing another clear contrast play out on the map across Missouri. Trudy Busch Valentine, too early to call it here, but counties with strong Democratic power structures in place, she's winning there. This is Jackson County or Kansas City. She's got 43%, narrowly edging out Lucas Kunce. But across Trump country, the populist Kunce winning there. It's a numbers game. There aren't as many rural Democrats as there are in the bigger cities. Take Kansas City, for example. There you see Trudy Busch Valentine winning. Compare it to Taney County. That's where Branson's at, a deep red county with a pretty decent population center. It went almost 80% for Trump back in 2020. You see Lucas Kunce winning there. You're going to see that consistent across much of Trump country. He gave Valentine a fight on her home turf. Near even split right now in the city of St. Louis between those two top contenders. While Republicans are breathing a sigh of relief across the country tonight that Eric Greitens lost, look just to our west to see why Democrats are overjoyed tonight. Kansas voters rejected a ballot question there that would give state lawmakers power to pass more abortion restrictions. This is some backlash from the Supreme Court decision on Roe. Republicans there outnumber Democrats roughly 2-1 in that state, and yet in a primary where turnout is usually low, they saw a big surge, perhaps a sign to watch that abortion could be a huge issue across the country in November and in Missouri.
And Mark, we do have a projection in that Trudy Busch Valentine Lucas Kunz race. It is Trudy Busch Valentine. She is projected to be the winner from the Democratic side.